The social business world and the challenges it faces are no different from the normal business world. They face challenges on strategy, operational execution challenges, pricing challenges, human resource challenges. So we are able to help them, in partnership with them, address those issues. What we've learned from the business world is that rigorous selection and real follow-up with milestones makes a difference. We're in partnership with the social enterprises, so we're not telling them what to do, we're not saying that the commercial world has got all the answers, but there clearly are real opportunities for business to sit alongside these social enterprises and really make them more sustainable.
When I discovered that we were considering the possibility in the early days of a potential link up or an investment in of time and resource with a business up in Lancashire, my ears pricked up. I was born in Preston in the northwest, grew up quite near Blackburn for the first few years of my life, and I sit on the board as a governor of a state school, a city academy, up in the Preston Blackburn area. So I'm up there 3 or 4 times a year from London. And so it was very interesting to me when I discovered that we were looking at a business called Moneyline, East Lancs Moneyline, which is a microfinance business that really helps people who have no other access to money, who've exhausted every which way of trying to find a small loan to finance some, not whole household luxury unfortunately, but a sort of household necessity, and often the only places that they can ship up, at to try and find this sort of funding are with some of the payday lenders and some of these folk who really rip people off royally with enormous rates of interest. And these guys literally set their interest rates at levels that are merely sufficient to try to make ends meet for the business. So it is a true social enterprise operating in an area, a geography which I know well, and where I am quite keen to invest some of my own time, and it is a business that I can really relate to.
I've been working particularly on a project with a microfinance company in Blackburn called Moneyline, and in particular project managing the design and development of a new software system for them to support their business growth.
One of the challenges that Moneyline has is they have an ongoing requirement to raise large amounts of capital from both commercial and social markets. And one of the things that we have been supporting them with is to get a more sophisticated model developed through our partner Ernst & Young, who've been supporting them to develop a new approach to modelling what capital they require in their business on an ongoing time. And what that's really given is confidence to investors that they have the right level of checks and balances on the capital that they're required to raise. But also for their own business, it also gives understanding for their board and for their other sponsors. What does it need in terms of growth in the business?
It's been an absolutely transformational process for us in that they've looked at our business and they've helped us to devise systems, processes, introduce expertise that we need to build a robust platform to make us ready for investment and ready for growth.
We're their most recent investment. They passed us for investment in January of this year and have been working with us ever since in order to help us to treble in size. That was our aim, and that was what they decided they'd like to help us do. They've helped us in 3 ways. How we're going to go and sign up 2,000 schools, which is a massive number of schools, and the schools pay, so it's not easy to sign up a school. We have to convince them that what we do is worthwhile. How we're going to deliver quality at that scale and maintain job satisfaction in the team, and then how we're going to afford it.
The Social Business Trust has brought a number of skills to Byteworks that have helped us. One of the key areas has been really understanding the financial mechanics of our business. So as a cycling retailer, there's a hell of a lot of detail in there around productivity, margin, and real kind of fine detail on a day-to-day basis that you have to understand to get your financial processes right. So for us, it's been really understanding that in detail, where the margin is, what we need to do in order to kind of change business processes to make the organisation more profitable.
What they did for us was they took what we had was an idea for growth and made it become real. So, for example, we now have the UK's leading job site for flexible and part-time jobs. and implementing technology for that was really key. Through their work, for example, with Thomson Reuters, they gave us advice of people who've been there, done it all before, and they could tell us, they give us a whole roadmap about how to spend that money, avoid mistakes, and make sure we get really valuable and maximum value from the investment that they gave us.
Staff of our partner organisations have a myriad type of skills that are available, but what they don't realise is that the skills that they've accumulated in their day-to-day job that they just take for granted are absolute gold dust to social enterprises. You know, the ability to help them within what someone would consider a day-to-day issue is something that might revolutionise a social enterprise. And so they really get a feeling of incredible worth and really do make a difference to an organisation which is just helping a major social problem. The second interesting aspect of what the staff get out of it is they're working with entrepreneurs. These are real business people. They just happen to work in a social context. They are struggling with pricing issues, everyday business issues, but on a relatively small scale. And these organisations are quite big. And so they might come across issues they don't really get to deal with on a day-to-day basis, or actually see the impact of a decision that you make on the ground in next day in the business. And I think they find that quite exciting.
We get three benefits from working with the Social Business Trust. On the first one is an opportunity for our people to bring their skills that they've learned to the Social Business Trust to make a real difference. The second is our ability to help young social entrepreneurs scale their businesses up. And most of all, this is an opportunity for all of my organisation to make a big difference in the UK. And that's a really worthy thing for us to be able to do.
I've had some great technical experiences that I wouldn't have otherwise had. I've had some really close dealings with social entrepreneurs as well. And to be honest, the whole social enterprise sector has just been truly fascinating and a whole new experience for me. I do think I've picked up a lot of skills to take back. There's the financial aspect, the strategic element where you're thinking very strategically and commercially about a business, what it's doing on the ground and how that will actually impact results.
I've had great fun, and I think that's the main point to put across. I mean, it's allowed me to utilise the skills that I've learned through my career in a slightly different way. It's allowed me to work with a different team of individuals on a smaller scale. Being part of a large corporate organisation sometimes, one can get a little lost working in an organisation where you're getting to work with the CEO of Moneyline as well as the CEO of the software vendor has really allowed me to use my skills and to see that I've been able to make a difference.
I think it's the opportunities that SBT offers and working within social enterprises that it supports are like nothing else you can get from any training session that you go on or a role that's normally available in a large business. It's an opportunity to work with the leaders of some of the fastest growing businesses, and they are businesses within the UK, but also work with people that are deeply passionate about the cause that they work for.
So the employees go in there, they work with these individuals, and they get a rounded business experience. Perhaps not what they would get in a large organisation. So when they come out, they, in our experience, have more confidence in dealing with issues that they may not have seen before. And we think because of that, they are more valuable to their organisation when they go back in.